Test, test, test. 1, 2. 1, 2.
WPVL AM Test Audio. This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you People's State Bank and Grant Regional Health Center coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by Faust Electric, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, MyTech Incorporated. This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sport. Donnie's Tire and Auto, Fuller's Milker Center, Gary's Pest Control, Community First Bank, Guy's Truck and Tractor Service, Hernson's Ace Hardware, Krantz Auto Parts, the Peterson Agency, the Raleigh Cheese House, Mound City Bank, the Russell Law Office, the Shoebox, Sloan Implement, Timmerman's Talents, Tricor Insurance, and Wolf Construction.
A trip to the Sweet 16 of Division III and Osseo await the winner today. Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to WIA Playoff Baseball on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, AM 1590 WPVL.com, the AM 1590 WPVL mobile app, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by Tim Slack Auction Realty and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. From Kendall Murray Field on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Platteville, this is the Division III Osseo Fairchild Sectional Regional Final. The fourth seed, New Glarus Glarner Knights against the number one seed Fennimore Golden Eagles, ranked 8th in Division III. The winner today heads to Osseo Fairchild, technically Osseo, to take on third seed Cuba City or second seeded Dodgeville in the sectional semifinal. Tuesday afternoon, we'll have the sectional semifinal at least, and if Fennimore wins today, we'll also have the sectional final on the Queen Bee Radio family of stations and YouTube. For the Wolf Construction broadcast table behind home plate, I'm Steve Prestigard along with Seth Wilson. And a phrase more often heard during the NCAA basketball tournament is survive and advance. That, Seth, I guess kind of describes what Fennimore did yesterday in beating Lancaster 9-8.
Survive on the edge is what I would describe Fennimore's performance as last night. Right early in the way, Lancaster scores 2 runs. Fennimore responds kindly with 7 for a 7-2 first inning. But after that, Lancaster slowly crawls back until it's 8-9. In the very last inning, Fennimore has gone through 4 pitchers and ends on Ethan Scheckler to close them out. And they hang on to advance to today, exactly where they sit. Fennimore did a great job yesterday, but it was exciting and it was close.
Well, everybody listens to the whole game if it's a close ball game. You don't listen to blowouts at some point. But
well, hopefully you didn't tune out after the first.
The interesting thing, of course, was the pitching use on the part of Fennimore. They started Casey Dreesen. He went 99 pitches, so he can't pitch today. But they managed to manage the other 3 pitchers where they're basically all ready to go today.
And ready to go is an interesting term. Technically, yes, they are all available to pitch, but I would say Starkey pitched 28 pitches. That's not like completely shut out. He was throwing hard. He had to go through some tough innings, some long innings. So, his arm isn't going to be 100%, I would say. Doesn't mean it's not going to be electric. And for Scheckler, he had to catch the entire game. I don't know. I doubt he'll start tonight at catcher, but he did catch an entire game and then came in to close it out. So he's not 100% either, but I do think that both of them are going to be in the best shape that they can for tonight's ballgame.
This, I guess, is the point where I think to myself, gee, maybe I should have shown you the lineup, because Ethan Scheckler will start on the pitching mound today. So there's your answer. And he did pitch very well yesterday. Came in and slammed the door shut in the 7th inning on Lancaster's attempts to come back and tie the ball game. New Glaris, meanwhile, they have a first-year coach, Eric Spanson, and they tied for the title in the Capital South Conference, 16 wins overall, and they beat number 5 seed Mineral Point 4-2 yesterday with one pitcher, Patrick Alt. So they will be playing with Nolan Julseth on the mound, and he's been quite good this year, 5-0 and a 183 earned run average. So maybe this will be the pitching battle we thought we were going to get yesterday.
That could be the case. Yesterday, New Glaris kind of battled through their own. They also had 3 errors last night, so not their cleanest ball game. They went down 1-0 early, but they did a good job battling all the way through and able to crawl out a victory. And I think it's going to be a fun one to see these two teams go at it tonight.
On the Shoebox scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. The winner of this game again takes on Cuba City or Dodgeville. That game about ready to go on Super Hits 106. Also in this I should say in the other half of the Osseo Fairchild section, we already know who the first semifinal is going to be on Tuesday. Mondovi, the 3rd seed, who came from behind in extra innings to beat Auburndale yesterday, and then Westby, which got a 6-0 win over Viroqua. That'll be the first semifinal Tuesday at 10. We'll have the second semifinal scheduled for 1 o'clock with this winner against either Cuba City or Dodgeville. Also, on the Queen Bee family of radio stations, in Division 4, Highland at River Ridge, that's on X1071. That winner will play, of all teams, Boscobel, the number 8 seed, Tuesday, the second game at Blair Taylor. And then, by the way, we have sectional softball for tickets to state today. In Division 4, Waterloo and Mineral Point, that's on Super Hits 106. Let me try this again. I got it all messed up. Highland River Ridge is on X1071. Waterloo at Mineral Point is on Super Hits 106. And also in Division 5 of the Barnabelt sectional, Johnson Creek against Belmont. And that is on 97.7 Country WGLR. Hopefully I didn't confuse everybody with that. It is time, meanwhile, not going to confuse you about this, time now for the Raleigh Cheese pregame show, presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County.
Don't forget the cheese.
Back in 60 seconds on AM 1590 WPVL.
Pregame 1. Steve Schmidt Sports Treasures Plus in Stoughton has unique team treasures. They have over 25,000 signed sports cards, plus autographed photos, bobbleheads, caps, signed baseballs, and more. That's Steve Schmidt Sports Treasures Plus in Stoughton. Get ready, car lovers. It's Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors Car Show and Customer Appreciation Day, Saturday, June 14th from 10:30 to 2:30 in Prairie du Chien. Stop by Carey's for an afternoon of awesome cars, food and drinks, door prizes, and fun for the whole family. No trophies, no judging, no pressure, just good times and great rides. That's Saturday, June 14th at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Highway 18 in Prairie du Chien.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at am1590wpdl.com.
Pregame 1.
Welcome to the Raleigh Cheese pregame show on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL. New Glarus and Fennimore in the regional final. We're joined by New Glarus coach Eric Swanton. Thanks. Spanton, excuse me. I knew I'd get that wrong the first time. Thanks for joining us. You're obviously playing for a Sweet 16 berth, basically. And you tied for the title in the Capital South. How do you feel like you guys are playing right now?
I think we're probably playing our best ball of the year right now. The boys have been at this position before. We won regionals last year, so trying to repeat the same thing. And I think the boys are really ready and excited to get this game going.
Okay, and you're coming off a 4-2 win over Mineral Point yesterday.
Yeah.
You got one guy to pitch for you, which I'm sure you really wanted to do.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about what went right for you yesterday.
Just good defense. We didn't make the mental errors that have been a problem earlier in the year. Timely hitting. We are a very aggressive team on the base paths, and we got guys on and moved them over and then drove them in. So it was a great baseball game, and we just fortunately came out on top.
Okay, now you got to come back with Fennimore, ranked team, 22 wins now. Really interesting game yesterday. What do you know about the Golden Eagles? What do you feel like you have to do today?
We're going to have good pitching, make sure we hit our spots, don't give them anything real good to hit, get ahead in the count. That's always important in any game. And again, just avoiding those mental errors. Physical errors are going to happen. We can overcome those, but the mental ones seem to hurt you the most. So just play clean baseball. Boys got to be positive with each other and have their backs.
Mm-hmm. This is one of those things also where the fact you got to the sectional final last year gives you an experience edge when you get to the you're win or you're done level?
Absolutely. I mean, I think we have both of our pitchers from last year. One of them's a sophomore, and he came in and actually did very well in the sectional final last year as a reliever. He'll be starting for us tonight. Pretty hard thrower, very good baseball player, and very confident kid. So I think he's going to throw strikes for us, and our defense will be there behind him. And I think everybody's confident, and the nerves are still there, but a little bit less than if we had never been in this territory before. So
okay, thanks a lot. Good luck today.
All right, thank you.
Eric Spanton, the coach of New Glarus. We'll be back after this on AM 1590 WPVL.
Pregame 2. From small-town businesses to large multi-state operations, Tricor Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance have industry expertise that can cover all types of businesses.
Having an insurance agency that understands the business is a real benefit. They know our people. It's something Tricor does really well.
Tricor's in-depth knowledge of insurance, regulation, compliance, and safety consulting is here to help your business succeed. Working with leading insurance companies like Auto Owners Insurance. They'll be there when you need them most. Visit TricorInsurance.com to learn more about Tricor Insurance Cycle of Care.
Speeding and reckless driving are leading causes of injuries and deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Whether you're an athlete or a spectator, control your drive on our streets, county roads, and highways to keep all travelers safe. Don't speed. Don't be reckless. Zero in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. This message from the Queen Bee Radio family of stations and the WIAA.
Pregame 2.
Ollie Cheese pregame show continues on AM 1590 WPVL. New Glaris and Fennimore for the regional title. We're joined by Fennimore coach Brent Scheckler. Thanks for joining us. Let's talk about yesterday, obviously. It started great. So let's talk about the first inning for you guys. You're down 2-0, but obviously nobody was particularly concerned about that.
Well, it was an interesting start to say the least. And the top of the first probably was legitimately our ugliest inning of the year defensively. I don't know if we've given up 2 runs in an inning actually this year. We probably have, but it was like, okay, and we got the guys in right away. We just, hey, let's get on the attack right away. And then obviously we put up a 7. I mean, we just came out hitting the ball, and things went our way. And, we came back in. We're like, okay, we regrouped, and then we went out and we threw the 0 in the top of the second. And then, well, the rest is history. But
well, about that, you're up actually 8-2 at one point, but Lancaster never folded. They kept creeping back into the game and made it really extremely close.
Yeah, I've been doing this long enough. I believe it was the bottom of the second when we had bases loaded, and I think we had nobody out, and we only scored the 1 run. I was kind of like, oh, crap, like I hope that doesn't bite us too much. And then the next inning was really the inning that concerned me because we got Sean over to third with nobody out, and then I've got Ethan up, and then McCoy and Corey, and it's like, okay, we're obviously going to score this guy. And then when we stranded him, that really, really kind of bothered me because I've just learned that those runs, every run matters, but it's kind of funny that when I pinch ran Cooper for Jude in that first and third situation, that ended up being, and then we ran the delayed steal. Got Cooper to go early, or I think actually he didn't go early, but they threw over to him and got him in the pickle, and we scored the run. That ended up being the game-winning run, it proved to be. Yeah. So I had to make a lot of managerial decisions yesterday, but in the grand scheme of things, that ended up being quite the play that we called.
It actually was, yeah, absolutely. I feel like I have to give you equal time because I asked Ethan after the game yesterday about what it's like playing for your dad. So what is it like having your kids playing for you?
It's fun, but it's also probably one of the most difficult things I'll ever do in my lifetime. It's gotten easier as he's gotten older, that's for sure. I had been coaching for a lot of years before he came into the system, and I moved him up right away as a freshman, and he struggled. put him back down in JV for a little while, came back up. I mean, he was always ready, but it's just when you're a freshman and there's a lot of pressure on him when your dad's the coach. And each year he has gotten better and better and better. And it makes it easier for me because the dad in me while coaching gets nervous for my son, you know, and then I'm also nervous for the team. I'm nervous for me. But so, yeah, there's some weird elements to it, but he's just been on cruise control this whole season. He's just having an absolutely phenomenal season. And it takes, like, I used to go from nervous to now I'm excited. Like, he's pitched tonight. I'm not nervous at all. I'm excited to watch him pitch.
Okay. And now it's New Glarus. They didn't have to use 4 pitchers like you guys did, so they've got most of their staff available. And as you mentioned, Ethan is going today after he was lights out in the 7th inning yesterday. What about the Glarder Knights poses a challenge? What do you feel like you have to do today?
So I don't know a lot about these guys. We've done a little bit of research. I scouted them a couple weeks ago against Dodgeville. You know, all the years of doing this, people always say, well, you got to win the first one. And I agree and I disagree. Because in all reality, you got to win 2. You do have to win 2. So if you win the first one, but you got absolutely nothing left, and I mean, pitching's, you know, a huge chunk of baseball, then you just got no shot the next day. So I gambled, naturally, and, you know, I saved all those guys under 30, and yeah, it could have bit me, honestly. But we've got a deep pen. I mean, Brock's been really good in those spots for us this year. He had an absolutely phenomenal outing there. Got the 2 big strikeouts. You know, we went to Tyson. Tyson threw up to his 30. And then I knew the whole time that we had Ethan in the back pocket. It's hard for him to go from catcher to pitcher. But the way it was able to work, I was able to start with a fresh inning, so we got a few throws in. And it worked out magnificently.
So what do you feel like you have to do today?
We gotta score runs. I mean, it obviously starts with pitching and defense. Our defense was a little rough yesterday. Our pitching was inconsistent. But these guys are nice hitters. I do know that, and they're solid. They're not gonna make a lot of mistakes. I would certainly say we're the more talented team. I mean, I think without a doubt. But we just have to cut down the mistakes, especially the mental ones, and we just got to play our game. I mean, we just simply have to just play our game, and I think we'll be fine.
All right. Thanks a lot. Good luck today.
You bet. Thanks, Steve.
Brent Scheckler, the Federal coach. We will be back with New Glarus and Fennimore for a regional title after these messages on AM 1590 WPVL.
Pregame 3.
Hello, Dr. Matt here from Cuba City Family Dental. Something we take pride in is having 3 state-of-the-art facilities in Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington. Our investment in the latest technology and innovative services allows us to provide top-notch dental care to our area families. Take control of your oral health and make an appointment with our team, and let's make your smile the best it can be. Contact Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental now, and let's start this journey together. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
This is Chris Ludasher from Anderson Weber in Dubuque. If you're looking for a dependable new or used vehicle, Toyota has 7 out of the top 12 vehicles that last over 200,000 miles. Ranking number 2 in the J.D. Power dependability study, Toyota also has 5 of the top 10 vehicles with the best resale value, according to Kelley Blue Book. Come see me to find your Toyota at Anderson Weber Toyota when you're ready.
Anderson Weber Toyota, next to Target in Dubuque.
Pregame 3.
Our injury report is brought to you by Russell Law Offices. If you've been injured, contact Russell Law Offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. There's only one player who's out. He was a big deal, though, for New Glarus, and that is Landon Stelter, who is their starting second baseman. He is out for the season. They managed to replace him adequately, but he was playing very well before he ended up suffering the season-ending injury, but they have managed to compensate around that. Colors of the game presented by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental, 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. Just like yesterday, Fennimore is in the maroon jerseys, white pants, white numbers, trimmed in gold. That's yellow gold, by the way, not the Vegas gold. And New Glarus wearing red jerseys, pretty much bright red jerseys with white pants, white numbers, and a little bit of white trim. I should have looked up what a Glarner night is, but trust me, that's what they look like. The Shoebox Scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. As we mentioned, the winner of this game gets either Cuba City, the 3 seed, or number 2 seed Dodgeville. And again, in the other half of the bracket, they're all done with the regional round. So coming up on Tuesday, the first game will be Mondovi, the 3rd seed, against number 1 seed Westby. That'll be a 10 o'clock start, followed by the winner of this game and the Cuba City Dodgeville winner. That will be at 1 o'clock, and then the championship game, the sectional final for a trip to state, is scheduled for 4 o'clock. In Division 4, the Blair Taylor sectional, Highland, the 6th seed at number 2 seed River Ridge on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. That winner takes on the number 8 seed Boscoville, which really should be the unofficial champion of the Ridge and Valley Conference because they knocked off the number 1 ranked Seneca team Tuesday, 1-0, and then they beat DeSoto, the number 5 seed, who finished also ahead of where Boscoville finished in the SWAL. So, I guess the other game in that sectional, Marshfield Columbus, the 5 seed at number 1 seed Pittsville. That winner will take on number 3 seed Blair Taylor, the first sectional semifinal, and then the second one will be at 12:30 with either Highland or River Ridge. And the sectional final will be at 3. And then the Oakfield sectional, Southwestern, the number 6 seed, is taking on number 2 seed Belmont. They're off and running right now. And then Palmyra Eagle, the 4 seed, is taking on number 1 seed Johnson Creek. Those winners play Tuesday at 12:30. Also, Green Lake Princeton, the 4 seed at number 1 seed Reedsville. That winner goes to takes on number 3 seed Elkhart Lake Glenbeulah Tuesday at 10. So Southwestern or Belmont will play at 12:30 on Tuesday, and again the sectional final will be at 3:30. We mentioned in softball, Waterloo at Mineral Point on Super Hits 106 for a trip to state. Johnson Creek against Belmont and Barneveld for a trip to state on 97.7 Country WGLR. And in Division 3, Richland Center, the number 4 seed, is at number 2 seed Poynette. Today's game brought to you by, turn the page, Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. Midwest Builders Incorporated in Fennimore, specializing in commercial and light industrial construction, building lasting relationships in the tri-state area since 1992. Midwest Builders Incorporated in Fennimore. Papa Murphy's in Platteville and Prairie du Chien. Experience love at 425 degrees. Check out Papa's Summer Selects. $8.99 for large, thin cheese, veggie, or meat pizzas at Papa Murphy's in Platteville and Prairie du Chien. Order online at papamurphys.com. Wood Law Office, serving you in Fennimore and Boscoville, provides Grant County estate planning, elder law, probate, business law, real estate, and municipal law. Call Ben at Wood Law Office, Fennimore and Boscoville. Subs.com, fuel your fitness journey with a wide selection of products from a locally owned company. Visit their Fennimore, Dubuque, and Platteville locations and subs.com. Community First Bank, for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com, member FDIC. We're also brought to you by Southwest Health. They have over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have excellent care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. And the Butcher Shop in Fennimore, they offer top quality beef, pork, and chicken to fill your freezers short on time. Don't forget the Heat and Serve barbecue beef and pork for great tasting meals. The Butcher Shop in Fennimore. Well, what's going to be the key today?
For New Glaris, they're going to have to see the ball well. This team is exceptional at seeing pitches and drawing walks. Ethan Scheckler's going to have to throw strikes, because if he doesn't, New Glaris isn't going to go after it. They had about 100 walks on the season compared to just 107 strikeouts. For Fennimore, they're going to have to put some pressure on the New Glaris defense. They strike out a little more with 151 total strikeouts, but a better team average sitting around 350. And as we saw yesterday, Fennimore loves to put the ball in play and then be aggressive. They love to steal. They love to hit and run. And I think it's going to be a really exciting ball game when runners get on tonight.
Today's game brought to you by Subway in Fennimore, offering delicious subs with fresh baked bread with tasty proteins available both in bowls and sub sandwiches. Good luck to the Eagles from Subway in Fennimore. Tim Sack Auction and Realty has buyers looking for agricultural, commercial, and residential properties. If you've been considering selling, call Tim, Kathy, Chase, and their staff today. Tim Sack Auction and Realty, Fennimore, and Lancaster. Also, Schneidel Seating and Cooling. Call your local Daikin dealer. Bradley Schneider for heating, ventilating, and air conditioning service from Schneidel Seating and Cooling in Bloomington. Anderson Rubber Turret in Dubuque. Party our audio stream. Anderson Rubber Turret in Dubuque when you are ready. Fuller's Milker Center starting lineup. Presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster and Richland Center and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. For the number 4 seed, New Glaris Glarnedites, 16-7, 7-3, tied for first with Cambridge in the Capital South Conference, and they will start Ethan Kolstad in right field, leading off. Batting second is Matt Rote, the center fielder. Nolan Joseph, the pitcher, will bat third. Patrick Alt, the second baseman, will bat cleanup. Batting fifth is Ashland Milbuer. He is the catcher. Hitting sixth is Braden Rear, and Rear is at first base. Nathan Hendrickson is batting seventh. He is at third base. Brock Rote is the shortstop, and he will bat eighth. And batting ninth is Cam Nember, and he is in left field today. The defense, as everybody gets up anticipating the national anthem. I'm stuck here for some reason, but now I can get up. And better go get my wallet while I'm at it. The defense for Fennimore, Peyton Chappell is in left field. In center field is Jude Kinney. And Casey Dreesen is in right field. At third base, Sean Yankee Fiedler. Tyson Starkey is the shortstop. Johnny Filardo is at second base. Corey Dreesen is at first. Behind the plate is McCoy Miles. And on the mound, the closer yesterday getting the save, Ethan Scheckler. And the meeting of the coaches is all done. So in just a moment, once the PA decides to work, we will have our national anthem. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here.
Good evening and welcome.
There we go. Claire Bank with our 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect name for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware, Bloomington and Platteville. Russell Law Offices, here to assist as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin. Russell Law Offices and our national anthem. National anthem at Kendall Murray Field at UW-Platteville. Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of WA Playoff Baseball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey's Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. On ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Powered by Tim Slack Auction Realty and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. I didn't do a very good job of sticking the second desk in, or the second table in here because I'm kind of stuck. Have to stay here, obviously. Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist, the pros of Brian's. Get the job done right for unexpected things or major repair projects. Head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. On the mound for Fennimore is senior Ethan Scheckler. On the year, 5-0. He is now 3 of 3 in saves after yesterday. His ERA coming into this week, 1.14 with a 134 whip, walks plus hits per innings pitched. He's pitched now in, well, before yesterday, he's pitched now 10 games, 25 and 2/3 innings. He's given up 17 hits, 11 runs, 4 earned. He's walked 16 and struck out 47 with the 2 strikeouts yesterday.
Scheckler throws hard, but then he comes in with this looping curveball that just goes from top to bottom beautifully. It's a straight vertical drop, so we'll see if New Glaris can catch on, because I think last night coming into the closer role, Lancaster just wasn't ready for it, but it is a beautiful pitch, and mix that with some top-end speed, I think it's going to be a good combo. But like I said, New Glaris, they read the ball well. They're selective, they're picky, and I think it's just going to be great to see how the two contrast against one another.
And again, the winner takes on either Cuba City or Dodgeville, who are playing right now at Centennial Park in Dodgeville. Our game tonight brought to you by McNett Electric in Belmont. They can assist you with all your electrical needs. Ship it as crew at McNett Electric. Or on call array to help you with your agricultural business and commercial needs. McNett Electric in Belmont.
Starting right fielder, Ethan Kolstad.
Ethan Kolstad leads off. 338. He's a freshman, by the way. 338 batting average, 864 OPS with 16 RBIs this year, and he is a left-handed batter. Scheckler got 2 strikeouts in an inning in getting the save yesterday. Here's the first pitch of the game. High, a fastball for ball 1. This is not going to be a ballpark conducive to power hitting. It's 335 down the line. Lines, I should say. That pitch is out inside this time. It's 2 balls, no strike. 333, or 330, I should say, down the lines. 365 in the power alleys and 405 to center field. There's a called strike, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Also, by high school standards, this place has huge foul territory as the 2-1 pitch fouled off the backstop, and it's 2-2. Long distance back from home plate back to the backstop and us, and a lot of room in foul territory on both the third base line and first base line. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. Kind of a check swing at a high pitch that he probably should have laid off, and that cost him the first out of the game. One away.
I believe they call that a sword.
A what?
A sword. It's a check swing for strike 3.
Here is Matt Rote, the center fielder, batting .409, 106.4 OPS, 4 RBIs this year. Now the first pitch is the ball. Here is the 1-0 pitch. That is on the outside corner, or misses the outside corner. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Tim Slack Auction Realty, whether buying or selling, call Tim, Kathy, Chase, and their staff today. Tim Slack Auction Realty, Lancaster and Fennimore. 2-0 fouled off the backstop. Actually, I think they went over the backstop, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Kendall Murray Field, we mentioned yesterday. Well, before that, it's cloudy, and that filtered sunshine from the Canadian wildfire smoke again. Swing and a miss. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And let's see. Our game time temperature, 78 degrees. No wind, similar to yesterday. 2-2 pitch. And popped up, out and fly ball to right field. And coming over to get it is the right fielder, Casey Dreesen, 2 away in the first. Again, we have
Now up for New Glarus, the starting pitcher, number 2.
2 games for sectional final, 2 sectional final games. Waterloo at Mineral Point on Super Hits 106 in Division 4, and in Division 5, Johnson Creek and Belmont from Barnabell on 97.7 Country WGLR. First pitch fouled off to the left side and out of play by Julseth, who was also is caught actually in foul territory just before it went out of play, and that ends the inning. And Scheckler pitches a 1-2-3 first after a half of an inning. New Glarus nothing. Fennimore coming to bat on AM 1590 WPVL.
In game 1.
Hi, this is Christine Raleigh of Raleigh Cheese, wishing all area athletes successful seasons. Cheese is a great source of protein for school lunches or a snack before the big game. Stop in and try some of our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We have fresh cheese curds weekly and a wide variety of snacks and beverages, plus made-to-order cheese trays. Shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Shellsburg.
Fuller's Milker Center and GIA have the management tools you need to keep your dairy's profitability at your fingertips 24 hours a day. From many choices of reliable electronic ID to effective time-saving sort gates to the state-of-the-art Dairy Plan C21, monitor and control your parlor systems as you manage your whole herd. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your GIA dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center for details on the latest ID systems and sort gates that can help your dairy's efficiency, putting you and your cows in the fast lane.
In game 1.
Starting lineups again presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Speaking of Fuller's, Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller's Milker Center. .com. Against Nolan Julseth, here's the starting lineup for Fennimore. 22-3, they were 14-0 in the Swall. Tyson Starkey, the shortstop, leads off. Sean Yankee Fiedler, the third baseman, bats second. Ethan Scheckler, the pitcher, bats third. McCoy Miles, the catcher, bats cleanup. Corey Dreesen, the first baseman, will bat fifth. Casey Dreesen, the right fielder, will bat sixth. Batting seventh is Brock Henkel, the DH, and he is batting for Peyton Chappell, who fouls the first pitch off, does Starkey for strike one. Batting eighth, the real star, the hitting star yesterday, Johnny Filardo at second base, and then batting ninth, Jude Kinney, the center fielder, and that pitch is hit to right center field, and a diving catch is made in center field. A great catch by Roach, one away.
Great read on that ball, instantly off his mark, and great makes a nice sliding catch to get the first out.
Defense, Julseth is the catcher. Milbuer is the catcher. Hendrickson at third. Brody Road is at short. Alt at second. Rear at first. And the ground ball to third. And the throw to first. And Yaki Fiedler is quickly retired. 2 away in the bottom of the first inning. No score. Nember is in left field. Matt Rote is in center field. And Ethan Kolstad is in right field. Julseth this year, 5-0, 183 batting average, 144 OPS. And Ethan Scheckler at the plate, 388 batting average, 923 OPS. Fouled off down the left field line for strike one. 2 home runs, 20 RBIs. He was 1 for 3 yesterday. Back to Julseth. 10 games, 38 in the third innings, gave up 35 hits, 19 runs, 10 earned, walked 20, and struck out 42. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. CJ ATM Service, see Chuck Schneering for all your business and large-scale event ATM needs. Find CJ ATM Service on Facebook to learn more. CJ ATM Service in Platteville. Swing and a miss and a bouncer up there. And it's quickly 2 strikes. Justin Washburn, the H&M Plumbing, Heating, Electrical team, continue to provide top-quality plumbing, heating, electrical services for your business, home, and farm. H&M Plumbing, Heating, Electrical serve you in Fennimore, Lancaster, and Boscoville. The 2-strike pitch bounces up there. And the save again made by the catcher, Milbuer. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away in the bottom of the first. And here's the 2-2 inside and low, and backing up Scheckler off the plate. Scheckler, our Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management postgame guest yesterday. 3-2 with 2 out. Fouled off at the plate. It dribbles back to the backstop. And we'll do 3-2 again.
Like we mentioned yesterday, a huge backstop. Catchers are going to have to work extra hard to keep everything in front. Pretty much a guaranteed bag if anything gets past them.
As we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Another 3-2, ball 4. Scheckler goes to first. And here is catcher McCoy Miles batting .293, 507 OPS with 12 RBIs. He was 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored yesterday.
Batting cleanup for Fennimore, the starting catcher, number 2, McCoy Miles.
No score. We're in the bottom of the first inning. First base runner of the ball game over at first. Scheckler. Did they bring in I think they brought in a courtesy runner, did they?
Number 34.
And that is Brody Roth. And there's a called strike to Miles. So we have a Roth for Fennimore, and we have 2 Roths for New Glarus.
Spelled the same way.
Yes. No Roths to be seen. The 0-1 pitch. Overhead curve hit fouled on the right field line and out of play, and it's 0-2 quickly. Breckler Insurance for auto, business, farm, home, health, and life insurance. See Steve Landusky at Breckler Insurance in Fennimore. Breckler Insurance, serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at first. And here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 3, and the side is retired. 1 walk, 1 left. And our score after 1-0 on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL.
In game 2.
Milk has been building champions for centuries. Research shows that real milk builds pregame muscle, and low-fat chocolate milk restores postgame muscle for athletes like few other beverages. That's why the pros know they're gonna need milk to fuel their performance. Learn their inspiring stories at GonnaNeedMilk.com. GONNA needmilk.com. Brought to you by Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin.
Some things are meant to come in a box, like chocolates, phones, or jewelry, but some things aren't, like a mattress. Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress, and there are 2 major reasons why your next mattress should not come from a box. First, when foam is compressed for too long, it will lose its ability to return to its full thickness. And second, a good quality mattress, one worth the money you paid for it, is too heavy to ship by parcel service. With mattresses, lighter isn't better, period. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
In game 2.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school playoff baseball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental. And Carey Seamless Gutters are over our doors on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by Tim Slack Auction Realty and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. On regional final, well, it's supposed to be Wednesday, but because the regional semis were Wednesday mostly, regional finals are on Thursday today. Patrick Alt will lead off. 5 of 14 this year with a .902 OPS and 4 RBIs. He only has 14 at-bats because he missed a lot of the season with a separated shoulder when he was batting, believe it or not. And he just came back about the same time that Landon Stelter was out for the season, so that ended up working out pretty well. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. TriStar Pallets of Highland And TriStar Mulch, Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative color mulch. Give Jim Drury in the game a call at TriStar Pallets of Highland with TriStar Mulch, Cobb and Platteville. The next pitch is inside and a little high, and it's 2 balls, no strikes.
It's interesting how that.
Yes. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Outside corner, and that's a strike, and it's 2-1. You working here? Say something.
It's interesting.
Well, hang on a second. Okay, we're going to move you over so we won't have this problem at any point, we hope. And meanwhile, it's 3 balls and 1 strike. How's it sound now? 3-1. The pitch is fouled off, and it's 3-2.
And while he's missed a few games batting, he's only batted about 10 games. He has 10 appearances on the mound, and they're not the same game. So it's interesting if that separated shoulder didn't affect his pitching as much or what. But he has been the main guy on the mound.
3-2, and the pitch is outside. So now it is 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And he's pitched 3 complete games this season, which is pretty impressive with the inning.
That is low, and the first base runner of the ball game for New Glarus. Runner first, and nobody out.
Catcher number 13, Ashlyn Milbauer.
Ashlyn Milbauer, who is a left-handed hitter. 329 batting average, 790 OPS with 15 RBIs. Alt is 1 for 1 in stolen bases. There's a bunt attempt, and trying to chase it down is Miles, but he is unable to get it, so it's a strike. He almost ended up in the Glaris dugout on the third base side.
And with all this room back there, there's going to be a lot more opportunity than that would typically be available for catchers to go back and make plays on foul balls. Good jump there. I didn't really think he had a chance at it, but read the ball immediately off the bat.
Kendall Murray Field, by the way, a southeast to northwest orientation, similar to the old place. There's a bunt, and that dribbles foul down the first base line. It's 2 strikes. The other thing, and I did not notice this until we got into the game, is if you look at the first base and third base pass, there is not dirt there. There is just grass, which is the sort of thing you see in an artificial turf field. But this is clearly a grass field, but with no base paths between first and third.
Creates a little bit of a different dynamic running down the lines.
2-strike pitch is grounded to short, 6-4, and safe at first. Or did he get him? He did. A 6-4-3 double play. And 2 away, and the base is cleared here in the second.
Now up for New Glarus, the starting first baseman, number
There at
15,
first base, Brandon Rear, batting 6th, 292 batting average, 718 OPS with 11 RBI. No score. 2 out near the top of the second inning. Yeah, the first pitch outside for ball 1. There was one change from yesterday. There were no concessions yesterday. Today there are.
I thought you were going to say left-handed hitters. This is the, I believe, 3rd left-handed hitter for New Glarus, and I think there was none on Lancaster yesterday.
Yeah, that's correct. The one lefty in the lineup, or actually who was there as a called strike, and it's 1-1, was not able to play yesterday. So they had an all-righty lineup. Here's the 1-1, and a chopper to Scheckler, and a toss over to first in time, and that ends the inning. A walk erased on a double play. Therefore, nobody left. After 1.5, no score on AM 1590 WPVL.
In Game 3.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
In Platteville, whether your tires just can't take it anymore or you need an oil change, welcome to